Vancouver, Washington, a historical summary. 1. Indigenous Presence. The area now known as Vancouver, Washington was historically inhabited by various bands of the Chinookan peoples, notably the Lower Chinook. These groups maintained permanent villages along the Columbia River and relied on fishing, hunting, and gathering for sustenance. Their cultural practices were deeply tied to the river and surrounding environment. 2. Exploration and fur trade. European contact began with explorers like Robert Gray in 1792. The Lewis and Clark expedition passed through the area in 1805 to 1806, documenting the landscape and encountering the native inhabitants. The Northwest Company established a fur trading post in the vicinity in 1810, marking the beginning of sustained European presence. 3. Fort Vancouver, 1825 to 1849. In 1825, the Hudson's Bay Company, HBC, established Fort Vancouver as its regional headquarters. Dr. John McLoughlin served as the chief factor of the fort, managing trade, agriculture, and relations with the indigenous population. Fort Vancouver became a major center of commerce and settlement in the Pacific Northwest. The fort's influence extended throughout the Oregon Country. 4. Oregon Treaty and American Settlement. The Oregon Treaty of 1846 established the 49th parallel as the boundary between British and American territories, placing Fort Vancouver within U.S. territory. The HBC relocated its operations north of the border. American settlers began arriving in increasing numbers, leading to land disputes and conflicts with the native populations. 5. Establishment as an American settlement. In 1849, the U.S. Army established the Vancouver Barracks adjacent to Fort Vancouver, signaling the transition from British to American control. The town of Vancouver was formally incorporated in 1857. The area served as a military supply depot and a staging point for westward expansion. 6. Early development. Vancouver's early economy was based on agriculture, lumber, and fishing. Steamboat traffic on the Columbia River facilitated trade and transportation. The town grew slowly but steadily, attracting settlers from the eastern United States and Europe. 7. Military influence. The Vancouver Barracks remained an important military installation throughout the 19th and 20th centuries. It served as a training center and a deployment point for various military campaigns. The military presence contributed significantly to the local economy and population. 8. Industry and transportation. The arrival of the railroad in the late 19th century spurred economic growth. Lumber mills, canneries, and other industries flourished along the Columbia River. The construction of bridges across the river improved transportation and access to Portland, Oregon. 9. World War I and II. During both World Wars, Vancouver experienced significant economic booms. The shipbuilding industry expanded rapidly to support the war effort. Kaiser shipyards in Vancouver became a major